Hi, my name is Bernard Garcia, founder and CEO of nVIAsoft, and I'm honored to be part of this Security Buyer Live event. We are a startup identity solution provider that has developed a patented touchless technology that utilizes by revolutionary, safe, and unique biometric called veirhand. About 6 years ago, I made a discovery, and the discovery profoundly changed my perspective as the world and people react on it, especially in providing security in the IT. In my 25 years of IT security experience, creating and resetting passwords for authentication and authorization of access to computers, network, and databases servers, even using key fob openly fails. This triggered the concept that there must be a better way of providing authentication secure and safe to the user. This will bring me to the topic of what I'm discussing today, which is emergence of the emergence of contactless biometric. Contactless hand biometric is in the epicenter of biometric technology advancement. With veirhand, the contactless hand biometric is the new zero trust authentication tool as a shift to network defense towards more comprehensive IT security. The model that allows organizations to restrict access and access control to networks, applications, and environment without sacrificing performance and user experience. So the user experience must be seamless and have the security that they need. So by discussing this, we cannot avoid discussing about the problem. The problem is the rampant cybersecurity threat, such as hacking, series of data breaches that identity theft cost billions of dollars lost just for the year 2020. Recent cases of ransomware attacks have pressured the government to equate the ransomware issue as into terrorism. Multi-factor authentication also relies on weak passwords that are commonly forgotten, the mobile phone or the devices that are prone to loss and damage, resulting to inefficient and time-consuming identity proofing and protection. What are the root causes of this? Flawed authentication caused by data breaches, hacking, and identity theft. This is causing millions of people are victimized by hackers and identity thieves, compromising private data, credit cards, insurance, false claims, and many others are damaging effects and weak vulnerable authentication method. This compromising problem was mainly caused by weak password, stolen vital fobs, security badges, and magnetic cards. The industry considered biometric as alternative to traditional access control via password and key fobs. In my search for alternative modalities, I discovered and studies about these methods, and based on the actual experience, the limitations are commercially available. The limitations are prevalent in the commercially available biometric modalities, such as fingerprint, hand image scan, retina eye scan, voice recognition, facial recognition, and this is how it shows.
Current biometric processes have paved the way for a more secure future, but it's not enough. Research shows that facial, voice, and fingerprint recognition are fundamentally flawed and can be easily stolen or reproduced. Introducing veirhand by nVIAsoft, the world's first multimodal contactless hand biometric. Unlike current biometric methods that only read the veins in the palms or fingers, veirhand works by reading the complex vein structure of the entire hand, capturing exponentially more data points. Using its proprietary algorithm, veirhand generates a unique encrypted code from the complex patterns of the hand, creating a digital ID that is virtually impossible to falsify. Combined with the contactless reader, veirhand is not only the most secure, but also the most hygienic biometric that can be utilized with any desired application. Imagine a world where you can have the most secure, hygienic, and affordable security right in your very hand. This is the future. The future is now.
This is how the fingerprint is being hacked. This is just some of the videos that we have seen in our research in how the fingerprint can be easily stolen by leaving traces in the surface. Even palm print or fingerprint, they are the same. As long as they leave traces, these traces can be filled up. And look at the video. That's how they falsify the residue or remains of the fingerprint or palm print. And then there is the facial recognition pattern. Several cases shows that using facial recognition patterns is prone to duplication. The facial recognition covering affects, or even you have a facial covering that complicates the process. And even they have AI to penetrate that face mask or face covering. As long as they are reading the facial recognition pattern, that is also remain weak and unreliable. So there is a strong need for secure and strong authentication in this digital ID because of this data breaches, identity theft. But in 2020, the pandemic accelerated the need for identity proofing or reliable identity proofing. Even the World Bank says that this is the time that everyone should have a digital ID that ensures their privacy. So by having that, the current industry security needs is, there are two points there: strong authentication and sanitary or hygienic approach. Given the cybersecurity problem we face, we require the most secure and robust identity or digital ID protection available. Additionally, we must pair it with a hygienic approach. So this is the solution that nVIAsoft provides. The solution that replaces password and key fobs by use of contactless biometric, the most secure and virtually impossible to falsify, that eliminates accidental intrusion or invasion, uniquely encrypted code. This solution is also non-invasive because users needs to be enrolled. They have to be enrolled, unlike facial recognition that when they catch the face by the camera, it automatically capture the biometric pattern of the face. In contactless hand biometric, that's not the case. Users are asked and they give the consent to use their biometric. So the contactless hand biometric that nVIAsoft produce is a combination of our algorithm and the reader. This is the world's first contactless hand biometric, which is patented, utilizing biometric multimodal pattern and VRT. The VRT is vein recognition pattern, capturing the intrinsic vein patterns within the whole hand. By capturing the whole hand, intrinsic vein pattern is equal to longest encrypted code compared to palm vein or finger vein recognition, which is capturing only partial of the hand, which is finger or palm, compared to it. That is comparable to short password. The much larger data points spread across hand makes the hand biometric solution more accurate. By capturing the entire hand, we get the most complex password than partial biometric from finger or palm vein readers. The contactless hand biometric doesn't need a hand guide that touches the wrist or finger. Even multi-factor authentication relies on weak password and the device, which is prone to loss or can be stolen. Whereas also your password, you cannot, that is susceptible for being forgotten. So by using the hand, you cannot lose your hand and you cannot forget that you have a hand, right? So in our need for pairing the most secure and hygienic, We can use this for many applications, like for example, in the midst of pandemic towards a new normal. So how does it work? User can enroll their hand in the system, which create an ID that can be used as their own new passcode or password. Their encrypted ID is then registered in our authenticating server, which can then be connected to their choice of local or cloud application, allowing them to log in to respective accounts to gain access in safe and secure method by using their hand. For various applications, use cases, um, veirhand is supplemental and complementary to any biometric modalities in the market. Veirhand is an absolute replacement to weak password and key fobs that can be lost and stolen. And you can see that it can be applied for physical access control for offices, airports, so forth and so on, and even the stadium and sport facilities. And also the biometric login or the login pass that we call, this is the device that we use for users to gain access as a password. This could be used for biometric logins, driver's license, payment authentication, and biometric passport. Veirhand as a zero trust biometric authentication can be utilized for various use cases, such as gym membership, ATM, secure banking and payment transaction, and many other applications, as long as they need secure authentication. And the good part is this is hygienic because it's contactless. So why contactless biometric? Why the emergence of this contactless hand biometric? What is the advantage? This is beyond the basic ID, the strong authentication, and sanitary precaution. This is revolutionary authentication, multimodal contactless hand biometric within the whole hand. There are players in the vein recognition biometric, but after studying their limitations, we emerge superior and fill the gap of being the most secure, most complex biometric pattern by scanning the entire hand, not only palm or finger. Our technology is totally contactless because we don't need hand guide even in the enrollment. Capturing the whole hand creates the most complex password, and contactless hand biometric doesn't need a hand guide, just like what you see here in palm vein reader, they need a hand guide, and this one is only read the palm while we are reading the whole hand. With our patented technology and proprietary algorithm, we enjoy significant barrier to entry. And with our scalable application and databases, we encompass the ability to adapt and change the digital security ecosystem. In everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe thinking differently. We challenge the status quo by making our product beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. As the demand of biometric security grows, veirhand can be used in any business, although nVIAsoft primary focus is education, healthcare, and government, to be followed by banking and solution. Our primary target is these three industries, to be followed by many sectors from payment solution to hotel industries and others. The biometric market is steadily growing. Contactless biometric is the new authentication modality of the new normal, driven by the growing need of surveillance and security and the widespread use in consumer electronics, as well as the demand for biometrics by government agencies for passport and national IDs and many others. So at this point, nVIAsoft is proud to be recognized by some of the most important and influential publications and organizations in the industry. We are honored to be named in the industry leader in contactless biometric security by a expert research with forecasted 78.6 billion. This is a great honor and source of inspiration to promote the importance and innovation of contactless hand biometric. We thank you so much for this opportunity, and you can reach us at info@nviasoft.com or you can visit us in nVIAsoft.com. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.